What is up, YouTube? I am here with the official War Dogs movie review, starring Jonah Hill, Miles Teller, and I'm just gonna start this review off. I am a big history junkie, political junkie, so I was very hyped going into this movie. So, did it exceed me or around stay where my expectations were? This movie was actually very good. Like, this movie might be the best movie of 2016 for me so far. That's how much I love this movie. I saw Sausage Party, a few days earlier. Loved that movie. And then now I'm over seeing this movie, and I like this one more. This was simply a better movie than Sausage Party. And on contrary to what, the trailers say, this movie was kind of half serious, half comedy. You know what I mean? It wasn't just strictly a comedy. And man, I'm just gonna go with the acting performances. Miles Teller, he was David. He was good, the main character. But let's talk about Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill absolutely killed it with Ephraim. And this movie kind of makes me look back on Jonah Hill and realize that he should really be on the upper echelon of actors. In my opinion, he's a top 3 male actor because he can literally do everything you give him. If you want him to be fat, he'll be fat, like in War Dogs. If you want him to be skinny, he'll be skinny. If you want him to be serious, he can be serious. If you want him to be funny, he can be funny, and he can do everything so well. And he was everyone was good in this movie. Even Bradley Cooper was good. But Jonah Hill was the absolute MVP. And I mean, the only Jonah Hill movie I haven't ever liked was Get Him to the Greek with Russell Brand. So coming out of this movie, I already liked Jonah Hill, but now I'm thinking, man, like, are we not giving Jonah Hill enough credit? You know what I mean? I definitely think he's way up there. So yeah, so the movie was funny in the parts it needed. My favorite part was when they were taking a rest stop in Iraq, because they had to bring, the weapons and ammunition to the U.S. military base in Baghdad. And so a bunch of hostile enemies start coming, and they start driving away in the truck. And it looks like they're going to be caught, right? But then the U.S. military comes for the save, and then Ephraim, Jonah Hill's character, yells, "Welcome to Dick Cheney's America." And that part just had me absolutely dying. There was a lot of parts that have you dying, like when the gangbanger dudes rob Jonah Hill and they whip out their gun. So then Jonah Hill just goes to the trunk of his car and gets an even bigger gun and scares the shit. Like this, Jonah Hill's laugh, like, this movie was just absolutely funny as hell. And the seriousness was so good. There's even morals to this movie. For example, David, Miles Teller, in this movie, he has a fiance who's pregnant, and he's a masseuse, and he realizes that being a masseuse and kind of living an average life, he doesn't want that. So he gets in the gun business with his best friend Ephraim. They become rich. He goes from living in an average apartment to a super nice luxury apartment, and just his relationship with his wife going down because of that, because of the business he's in, causing some trust issues. And it really shows that lesson that, money isn't everything. There's still family. You still need to be honest with the ones you love, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I mean, fucking good. The fiance, she was good. She seemed really cool as a character. Like, she seemed like she would have been a cool girlfriend, because she was pretty cool with a lot of the stuff she's doing. And I would think a lot of girls would freak out, you know what I mean? Like, she's super anti the Iraq war, but she was cool with him being an international arms dealer, just some stuff like that. So I was surprised how cool, maybe because the money was coming in, but I felt like a lot of girls would, oh my gosh, World War III would happen, which probably makes it seem like more of a fragile situation, gets the viewers more involved because they make the fiance, they make her come off as good, genuine, understanding, so on and so forth. But man, like, a lot of critics hated the way they built Ephraim's character, is that like he's always been a scumbag. But even when Ephraim turns on David, his best friend, it shocked me, even though it probably shouldn't have, because man, like, they're best friends. When David makes him sign the contract to evenly to split the deal, I think it was 30-70. I mean, and then he just, oh shoot, like, Jonah Hill just killed it because he made his character Ephraim seem like a badass, made him funny, made him a douchebag, but somehow made him cool and endearing at the same time. I don't know how the fuck Jonah Hill did it, but as I was saying, he did so good. He was so good in this movie. I cannot stress that. And yeah, with Ephraim, you know, and you really don't know what's coming next in this movie. And the ending you don't even see coming, with Bradley Cooper giving, David a pile of money. This movie was so good. I really don't have much of anything to complain about. Entertaining from start to finish. I guess the only thing I can think of was they probably should have explained better how much money they were going to make from the big deal, because they were hyping it as a $300 million deal, and when I was watching it initially, I thought, oh, they're gonna make a $300 million profit, but instead they were actually gonna make a $30 million profit. And that's why they started freaking out when the U.S. government told them that they underbidded by about $50 million. Because when I saw that scene, right, they're like, oh, you guys underbidded by $50 million. And then when Ephraim and David leave the meeting, they start freaking out. I'm like, in my head when I was watching that, I was like, why are they freaking out? Like, they're going to make $300 million. But then when I saw it with buddies, they told me, no, they're going to make $30 million. So like $50 million undershooting, that's like that's like just about double that they lost on, so that's my only gripe. Like, I didn't get that. They probably didn't emphasize it enough, how much money they're gonna make. But I mean, other than that, this movie was so good. Less than 2 hours long. It was like an hour 50 minutes. Great pacing. I mean, I can understand if people don't like the ending, but at the same time, this is a biography. This is a movie about, the lives of, these two people, Ephraim and David. So, I mean, in biographies, there's not always going to be that picture-perfect story ending. You know what I mean? So, if I had to rate this movie out of 10, honestly, I'd give it a 9.5. It's crazy because usually I don't give a lot of movies a 9 or greater rating, and it seems like the last two movies I reviewed, with Sausage Party and War Dogs, gave them both a 9 or higher. So that's the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do anything. I'm trying to be famous. Just kidding, but not really. Peace.